Hi, in this video we're going to look at the concepts behind workflow within Continuum CXM. And so, each type of case within CXM has its own individual workflow, and a case is directly associated to a service. A service can have one or more case types beneath it. For example, a simple service type could be contactors, which could have various case types attached to it, like report an issue, your feedback, complaints, and suggestion box, reasons a customer may want to contact you. For a local authority, the waste and recycling service could have such cases such as bulky waste collection, mist collection, order a new bin, and garden waste associated with it. Each of these will have its own workflow. This is a straightforward organisation of case types within services. Next, let's look at case types. Let's simplify what a case type is and call it a case. It's a request, an appeal, a booking, or made simple, a timeline of communication and actions between an organisation and customer that also acts as a permanent record. If I, as a customer, want to report something or request a service, I raise a case. Each individual case has a set of parameters or a predefined path that can branch and change, but is ultimately finally controlled by its workflow. A case workflow is created by defining statuses, transitions, forms, rules, and emails. Let's look at statuses. A status represents the position of a case at a particular point in its journey. A case can only have one status or be in one place at a time. For example, submitted, in progress, and completed. There are three types of status to a workflow. There's the initial, how a journey begins. There's normal, what happens along the way. And final, the destination reached or someone decided to stop. With a complete set of statuses, we need to move from one to the next. So let's talk about transitions. Think of transitions as the path between two statuses. You can capture new data during a transition, plus define who can trigger the transition and where it goes next. As an example, here we have 6 different statuses. We now need to specify the different paths between them for this particular workflow. A transition can be triggered automatically by an event or manually by a member of staff or customer by hitting a call to action button that's on the case's timeline. Once all transitions are created, you should have something that looks like this, where you have the name of the transition, what status it's going from and to, and if there's more than one, it will show you how many, what roles are allowed to trigger the transition, and whether any forms are attached to it. And with that, let's move on to forms. Case forms are used when raising and editing a case, and capturing new details when making the transition to a new status. Forms are used for 3 main purposes: to create a new case, to edit an existing or open case, and to transition between our statuses. A form can be created then edited within CXM, or you could use an external form on your website using Continuum XFP, for example. Now let's look at a few very simple forms that make up one case. So this case has 4 forms. We can see their names, a few more details we'll look at in the how-to video, and external form redirects. You can see this first form has one already. To add one to the next form, simply hit Add Redirect. Add the address of the form, and importantly, who should be redirected there. Here I'll choose Customers, and hit Save. And that's it. Looking at the reason for delay form, we can see it has one field which is triggered on the transition collection delayed. This transition in the case workflow allows you to collect further information with the form during a transition. In this example, the status of the case is moved to delayed, allowing us to collect further information on the reason for the delay. After a brief look at statuses, transitions, and forms, let's move right along to rules. Rules are used to automatically perform actions along the case's journey, such as assigning the case to another person as a status changes, sending an email alert when a certain event occurs, or automatically applying a transition. You can have as many rules within a case as you wish. In this example, we have rules that generate reassignment of cases, email notifications, rules driven off dates, and also transitions. Rules are very simply, if this, then that. When something happens, what would you like to happen after? The user interface guides you through creating a rule. All you need to do is select from the available lists what you want to happen. Here's an example. A rule can be triggered by a date, an event, when a transition is applied, or the amount of time the case has remained in its status. If you'd like the rule triggered by an event, then that event could be a new attachment, a new comment, or people associated with the case change. All of these events can trigger rules which create actions. So next, we choose the action triggered by the previous rule. It could be an email is sent, the case is assigned elsewhere, the date recalculated, or we apply a new transition. This simple interface provides immense possibilities. If an action is to send a notification email, then simple. We can also create email templates, which leads us nicely into emails. Email templates are used by rules when sending automated emails. A template might tell the recipient that something has happened, that they need to do something, or inform them that the case has been completed and closed. An email can even be sent automatically after a specified number of days, perhaps as a reminder to a member of staff, or as a courtesy to the customer. And so, with the combination of statuses, transitions, forms, rules, and emails, we can plan the route of a case's journey, where it has to stop, where it goes next, what happens to it, and who helps along the way, until it reaches its destination or conclusion. So thank you for watching the Theory of Workflow, helping you collaborate, solve problems, and communicate with Continuum CXM.